Which of the following is a quadratic function? So remember that there are three main forms of the quadratic function. One form, we have the standard form, all right, and that's going to be where we have some coefficient a multiplied by our variable squared plus some coefficient b multiplied then by x plus now some coefficient of c. That's the standard form. We also have then something known as the vertex form, and that's going to have some coefficient a, that's the leading coefficient, multiplied now by a squared binomial. And inside of that binomial, we must have our variable, and it's going to basically be minus, could be plus in there, but we would rework that a little bit. Later when we get to vertex form, I'll describe that a little more in detail. Just want to be able to identify this. But that's going to be subtracted by some constant h, and then plus some constant k on the outside. Last but not least, we have factored form. All right, factored form here is going to be where we have multiplication of two binomials. Okay, binomial there and a binomial there. And we'll have our variables in each, not squared, but just a variable. And that'll be subtracted from some root value. That'll be known as the zeros eventually, and we're going to get to that. But these are just constants. Everything in purple is a constant. Everything in green is kind of a variable. The whole purpose of this is just to be able to identify, right? So now if I just look at this, first thing I want to ask myself is, can I simplify it at all? And there's really not much to simplify. You know, there's no cancellation I can do. I can't really factor anything out of here. I can't factor anything out of there. You know, I could do a division, but that won't really do anything. This just does not follow any of these forms, right? I cannot figure out how to put them into any of those forms, and it's just not really possible. So that's out. That's just not a quadratic. Next, I realized that my answer choice here, the 3 times x minus 2 cubed, does look like the vertex form, right? It has a leading coefficient of 3. It has now a binomial here, x minus some number. It could have been plus, by the way, as well, and that's okay. But it's going to be x, plus or minus some value. But it's cubed in this example, right? And we know that the vertex form must be only squared. So that's out. Next answer choice, I realize, this looks like factored form now, right? 2x plus 1 times x squared minus 4. But what's the problem? Right. The problem is that even though this is, now the coefficient here of a 2, that's actually okay. There can be a coefficient in front of the x. I didn't want to make it too kind of complicated, but there can be a value there. That's okay. The main problem, though, is this. In this binomial, we have x squared. That is no good. Nowhere in this factored form is x squared. Okay? So if it's in factored form, it just has to be x to the first power in each term. By process of elimination, then, we would realize that the last answer choice here is the answer. However, just matching that up, it matches perfectly now to the vertex form, right? We have a binomial here, x minus 3, and that's being multiplied by a binomial here, x plus 5. Both variables are to the first power, and none of the binomials are being squared or cubed or anything like that. So that would be the final answer. So thanks so much for tuning in. I do hope this helps. Please check out our website, glazersguide.com. We'd love to help you through a lot more. Take care.
For more practice and for more fun, go to glazersguide.com.
And for more practice and for more fun, come on, go to glazersguide.com.